Before we get into this episode, make sure you like the video, hit the subscribe button to get the best Kings content from Kings fans and a Kings fans perspective.
We are on the road to 1,000 subscribers before the season ends, so hit that subscribe button. Now enjoy the podcast. Debo.
Swish.
Darnell.
Swish. Three-pointer.
Swish. Midi.
Swish.
Fade away.
Swish. Step through.
Swish. Game winner.
Swish.
42.
Swish.
Debo. 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 42. 42. 42. 42. 42.
Hey!
Let's freaking go. Make room for the goat.
That's
DeMar,
right there, baby.
we love you.
That's
We
right
love
here,
you.
Make
We
room
love
for
you.
the
We
goat.
love
Love
you.
you.
We love you, DeMar.
Let's go.
No. Put him. Hey, fix that.
You don't want to see who's under
Do
this.
not show them
You
what's
don't want to see
underneath.
who's under this.
I don't
Oh my
wanna see
God.
what-
Oh my God, Debo. I'm sorry.
DeMar, are you okay?
DeMar. It's just DeMar, guys.
Welcome back to episode number 33 of the Kang Gang Pod. This is the Jake LaRavia episode, baby. Let's freaking
go.
Let's go.
33.
LaRavia season.
He might be. I don't know this 100%, but he might be the first King to wear 33. I don't know. I'd have to look it up, but it's
Mikey
the most
Moore.
meaning.
The Mikey Moore disrespect. The Mikey Moore disrespect.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Literally,
Wow,
right
that's
when he wore
crazy.
33, I'm like, that's the only thing I could think of is just him. I can't think.
Mikey Moore.
Wow, I can't believe I disrespected that goat. Wow. Well, I'll edit that out.
Just kidding. We got another go.
Dude, how are you guys feeling? DeMar
Dude,
DeRozan,
feel
42
great, man.
points, game winner. Dude, I cannot believe how that game turned out, but thank God we won. Dude.
This was a DeMar DeRozan takeover. This is Compton's crowning moment.
Wow, the Compton crown. I like that. I
We
like that
saw,
term.
we've seen performances out of DeMar this season, but this one, he just looked like a killer out there. And I don't know if he was going against his old buddies, Clay and Kyrie, and he saw Clay hit that three at the end and had to do something, but
Cover that up right now. My God.
it's your tape.
Dude, what is going on? Thank you.
But what a game. What a resilient effort we gave going down. How much were we down? 20?
We were down 12.
Down 12
We were
in the
down
fourth.
12 in the fourth.
12 in the fourth. And we showed fight.
That is it. That is
Yeah,
it.
that's it.
Marvin,
That's
get out of
it.
here.
That's it.
Throw him.
You're-
Throw him. Throw him.
You're out of here, buddy.
Throw him.
You're out of here.
God. Hey, hold the picture.
I'm gonna hold it right here.
Probably should use
Yeah,
shipping
I'm just gonna
tape.
put this.
I
I'm just
know.
gonna put this right here,
Well,
right where he belongs.
Oh, Hold it.
I want to tell you guys something.
I'll hold
yeah,
it.
hold up the whole episode. I want to tell you guys something. The
No,
Kings started
put him face,
off.
Put him face up.
RT, you ready for this?
Yeah.
The Kings started off this season 3-11 in games decided by 5 points or less.
Wow.
They are now
Are we-
10 and 11, winning 7 straight games by 5 or less.
That's huge.
What is up?
That
Are you
is
kidding
huge.
What
me?
a turnaround, dude.
Dude.
What a turnaround.
Every single clutch game we just used to lose and used to be so sad, but 7 in a row, important stat right there.
You know what
is
that
incredible.
says?
Tell me.
We got some dogs.
Yes, we do.
We got some dogs.
Yes, we do.
We got some dogs. We got Keon Ellis. We got Jonas, who's the biggest enforcer that I think we've ever had. Christo got a Jonas jersey out of like he knew that he was coming to the Kings and got this pre-made. Like
Jonas,
he's
I
able
love
to
you.
tell time.
This is not a Kessler Edwards jersey. This is a Jonas Valanciunas jersey.
Yeah. But yeah, dude, it's crazy because this team obviously has to gel. They need time to gel, right? And you're seeing the lumps on the court, the turnovers. We had a crazy amount of turnovers tonight, right? But we're still fighting and we're still giving effort on the times we need it most. We're making winning plays, just like that Jonas put back late in the game. We're making winning plays that give us a chance, and we're maintaining a close deficit to where at the end we still give ourselves a chance to win with those little game winning plays. And I love I know we already talked about Jake LaRavia, but I love when Jake LaRavia talks in press conferences because he always brings up just doing the little things and it's reflecting on everybody. And when you just see him out there, if you follow me on Instagram, I love me some Jake LaRavia. He is just a momentum shifter. He really gives us that Keon Ellis effect. And he's just fun to watch. And he just looks like a player you play pickup with that just does everything. And you're just like they're so annoying because they're so just fundamental and
He does everything.
can knock down every shot.
He's
and
your coach's favorite player.
He's your
right
coach's
there.
favorite
Yes.
player. But our team just has so much fight, man. And Dallas, no matter who's on their team, they still had Kyrie and Clay playing, right? That's a hard environment to win in
Especially
Dallas
with
on that
the
home
emotion,
court.
the emotion that's going on in that city right now. Oh
The
my
emotion.
God.
So I'm so proud of the guys staying together, and even though the chemistry takes a lot, right? It takes a while to kind of gel. DeMar said, just give me the ball and get the hell out the way. And that's what he did.
That's
and
my favorite type of DeMar right there.
Zach LaVine
Take over DeMar.
Zach LaVine is facilitating, right? 5 assists, I believe.
Yes, that was great to see that he was like, they weren't like battling who's going to shoot more of this game.
Right.
You know, it was like, when's Zach going to get his turn? You know, him and Malik were the facilitators tonight, and DeMar said, hop on my back, boys.
You could see the gel, the team kind of coming together. I think it was the third quarter where they were running a fast break. It was Keegan with the ball, and he dropped it off to LaVine for a pull-up 3, and it was just so effortless. He just put it behind him. LaVine caught it and shot. So you can kind of see the guys are coming together, and we have a good, back-to-back coming up, favorable against the Pelicans, and hopefully we keep it rolling. But super fun.
Yeah, I mean, I think this was, again, I always talk about this, but whenever DeRozan has like his best game of the season, we normally win. Tonight was a perfect example of that. So you think about the game where he had earlier in the season where he balled out against Phoenix. You can talk about the game where he had last month against the Warriors, where he had 32 and then in a clutch time situation. The guy does it time in and time in again. It just stemmed, and it was a complete game all the way through. Every single quarter, it felt like it was his quarter, including in overtime too. He was able to take control of it every single time too. So yeah. I mean, I think that this has been DeMar's best performance. And again, DeMar, he's capable of doing this. He's dropped. I don't even know what his career high is.
I actually don't know off the top of my head.
I don't know off the top of my head.
I don't think he has a 50-piece. Does he?
I think
would
he
doubt
does.
if he didn't score 50.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it. So that brings up to my point, because this guy's been a bucket getter for 15 plus years.
Speaking of bucket getters, I have a crazy DeMar DeRozan stat for you guys. DeMar DeRozan has the most clutch shots in the NBA over the last decade.
That's incredible.
Do you understand who we have on our team? This man has been doing this for his whole career, just like RT said, but in the most important times of the game. He's done that for us numerous times this season. And tonight, super special performance.
We used to watch HB post up. Man, isn't that crazy? we would watch HB ISOs. We love HB, love Black Falcon. He doesn't get buckets like DeMar DeRozan.
Okay, in the last game he played, not tonight's game, the one before, he hit 6 threes in a row.
And he had a good game tonight too.
He had a good game
tonight.
But he's no DeMar DeRozan.
RT, if DeMar DeRozan was sitting right here, what would you say to him?
I would just say I love you.
I'm DeMar DeRozan right now. What would you do?
DeMar, I love you. Listen, come over here. This is Valentine's Day. So, DeMar DeRozan is my Valentine. So
I love you too, RT. Compton's finest. I love you, RT.
Dude, DeMar DeRozan from the very beginning of the game, first half, 21 points, 8 for 9 from the field today. 3 for 3 from 3. People say he doesn't shoot threes. He said, "Hey, I'm gonna make sure that my toes don't step on the line this game, and I'm gonna shoot behind the arc." 3 for 3 from the 3-point land, and 8 for 9 to start the game. But let's just backtrack to the first quarter. I think it was 7. Yeah, 7 turnovers for the Kings. We end up finishing the game with 20. Probably a season high in turnovers. A game that we should lose. With all of these things, all this self-inflicted misery that we're committing to ourselves during this game, we find a way to win. But it was pretty ugly the first half. I mean,
but that has to do with chemistry. Like a lot of those turnovers were strictly these guys haven't played on the court.
And it's so crazy because RT and I in the last episode we were talking about how all they need is just a practice. They still haven't practiced yet. I thought having a day off. No, they just do the walkthrough, and obviously a walkthrough is a lot different than an actual practice. But they still haven't had a full-on practice yet, and we're 2-0 with the 3 guys that we just added: Zach LaVine, JV, and LaRavia. Shouts out the new nickname for
LaRavia.
Sorry, Jake Riviera, LaRavia. But
Jake LaRavia.
Jake LaRavia.
That's the new Sacramento nickname for the boy. But
I used to live there.
You did, yeah.
Shout out Jack.
Like I was saying, super sloppy. 7 turnovers. That was the most turnovers in a quarter this season. But to end the quarter, this was perfect foreshadowing for what happened late in the game. To end the first quarter, the one bright spot in my eyes was Jonas Valanciunas. He had back-to-back buckets off of back-to-back offensive rebounds.
That's huge.
I'm not here to talk bad about Alex Len. We love the guy. I've been preaching for his jersey for years. But Alex Len would never do that in his backup minutes. And then we throw in JV, and he is just a bulldozer out there. And that was when the Mavericks had a center out there. That was when Gafford was not hurt. And then, obviously, they played without a center the rest of the game, and then we countered with something special, which we'll talk about later.
That Mavericks team is getting depleted little by little. They've just been dealing with so many injuries.
Yeah, hopefully they're not, prayers up to Gafford because he's an incredible player.
Yeah.
But the thing that also stood out to me in that first quarter was King's killer, Spencer Dinwiddie, with 12 points in the first quarter. I was like, oh, it's going to be one of these games. He's done it to us before, and is he going to do it to us again? We'll see. But, yeah, Marcellus Howard tonight was killing it. He went 3 for 4 from the 3 in the first quarter. I was like, Marcellus, chill.
Hey, Marcellus cooled off after that.
No, he did.
You can't finesse the system after that.
Marcellus cooled off. Marcellus cooled off.
But with all of the things that went so bad for us in the first quarter, we were only down 8, which I was shocked by. I mean, if you have 7 turnovers, we should have been down.
And then
we should have been down way
more. And then we also, again, we've talked about it before. I mentioned this on previous episodes, but we always seem to struggle in the first quarter. It always seems like whatever team we play always has their best quarter in the first quarter. I think we're one of the worst. We give up the second most points in a quarter in the first quarter, I believe. I saw a stat on it, so I was like, So this trend of continuing to give up points at a boatload, we gave up 35 in that first quarter. So again, I mentioned it earlier, you're not going to win ball games if you're giving up a lot of points in those environments.
In the very beginning
of the game.
Especially on the road.
Right, even on the road.
Giving up a big lead, that's tough to battle back from.
I know, and going into the second quarter, the turnovers just kept piling on. We ended with 12 turnovers in the that was I think our average for the season is 10 turnovers a game, and we had 12 in the first half. I was nervous. But yeah, Sabonis, he started to pick it up. He had 9 points, 9 rebounds. Zach LaVine, Flight 8, had 2 incredible dunks. He had a 2-handed poster, and then he also had a Malik Monk alley-oop. So Malik Monk is starting to, find his groove with LaVine. So, because in the beginning, because LaVine's played 3 games with us, the first 2, they looked like Malik didn't really want to pass to him or something. It just looked off.
It didn't look like LaVine wanted the ball.
Yeah, he was just LaVine was sitting in the corner, deferring. Yeah. But it seems like today, they kind of finally found some type of flow where I'm like, okay, something's working.
It seemed like LaVine was attacking a lot more this game and was able to, take flight.
I love when LaVine, because Malik said it in the post game in the last game. He's like, ever since LaVine got here, that guy can't make a dang 3. It's so true because in Chicago he's been killing it, and then this game most of his points were coming from driving to the basket, which you love to see because when Zach drives to the basket, he is lethal.
Yeah.
But yeah, those 2 dunks were insane. That Malik Monk alley-oop was great, and then Malik Monk in the prior game, the assist, he just before the Fox trade, those assists were just piling up game by game, and then it's kind of slowed down. But then in this game, 7 assists in the first half.
Yeah, he's our point guard.
We're back. He's back.
He's our point
guard.
But yeah, those 12 turnovers resulted in Dallas scoring 20 points. So that was kind of the storyline of the game. But somehow, some way, 61-61 at half. So the Kings kept it. I don't know how. This is not that. The stats do not match up with the
it's
score.
also because Kyrie couldn't throw a pebble in the ocean in the first half.
That was true. In the first half,
yeah, they didn't have much offense going on.
Yeah, but that. So what did you guys see in the first half, and how do you think it propelled us to go into the second half?
I think it was all DeMar DeRozan. You can tell that Monk didn't have a shot early in that first half, and what Monk does is he's becoming a very unselfish player. And he understands that sometimes when you don't have your shot going, one thing is you want to get another guy going. So for me, I felt like DeMar was really taking over, especially towards the end. He had a 3 to tie it at the end too, from 30 somewhat feet, which was pretty deep for his range.
So confident from 3. It's amazing.
It's incredible, just how he's able to evolve his game because he never really was a 3-point shooter, in Toronto and then in San Antonio, but once he came to Chicago, he was starting to get a little bit more confident shooting the 3. And now this year, he's able to really build that up on a better clip. So I think what DeRozan's doing is evolving his game, especially at 35, 36.
How could he keep evolving is the question.
Yeah.
How is he... it seems like he's getting better with time. You know?
Well, I think so
A
many
lot of
teams
players do.
Yeah, so many teams are expecting the Sabonis screen to come right with that pick and roll, and I think they're sagging off him a little bit more this season, just because that pick and roll is so deadly, that dribble handoff is so deadly. So if he sees any opening, I think he's pulling up confidently, right, with 3 points in the first half. But I'm encouraged that we didn't let the turnovers in the first half kind of affect everything, right? We were still fighting, we were still giving effort. Sabonis with 9 rebounds in that first half, like you were saying. Malik Monk tying his career high with 7 assists in the first half. So we're not letting the turnovers snowball into negative play, right? Into not scoring, to not moving the ball. Monk is still facilitating. Sabonis is still battling in the paint. And if DeRozan's making 3-pointers, you're not gonna be losing too many games if he hits 3-pointers and a half. So that's the most encouraging thing, is just not letting those turnovers affect our mental. We stayed strong, and Debo carried us to start the game and to end the game.
He sure did. Another thing about just the first half in general, one of our favorite Sacramento Kings players ever, Keegan Murray, did not attempt one single field goal attempt. But let me tell you, Doug Christie must have had a stern talking with that man, because third quarter Keegan, that man
turned
went
on the Jets.
Crazy. He had 11 points in like 7 minutes in the third quarter. It was incredible to see Keegan, how he's able to like flip the switch like that when asked upon.
Yeah.
Because this is going to be Keegan's hardest struggle, I think, with Zach LaVine, DeMar DeRozan, Malik. Keegan is kind of like trying to figure out, okay, am I the third option now? Am I the fourth option? Like, am I here just for defense? Like, I bet you he's like trying to figure out like what his offensive role is on this team. Like, does he only shoot the open threes? Like, it's going to be something that we're going to have to figure out with him.
Yeah.
But when he is aggressive and when he drives to the basket, he's almost unstoppable. Like,
yeah.
Keegan Murray, when he has a full head of steam,
his strides,
look out.
His strides when he's attacking the paint is insane, and you know when he's about to take off, like when he's finishing strong. And then he had that crazy block on Dinwiddie in the third quarter, and that just kind of set the tone. And then he is who he is. He is who he is. I'm sure Doug Christie was grilling him in the locker room, and he was just sitting there taking it in his stoic way, just kind of sitting there, not really reacting, nodding. Yeah. But he set the tempo in that third quarter, and I think it was infectious to everyone else.
So RT, if you're Keegan Murray and you have Zach LaVine, DeMar DeRozan, all these scores around you, how do you affect the game offensively?
Well, I think what you got to do is be able to be a good, be able to screen, set up off-ball screens where you're able to, if they are over-cheating on DeRozan, let's say DeRozan comes off one of the Keegan Murray off-ball screens, and they're able to cheat and have two guys, you can easily get a roll. You can roll to the basket. That's one way of doing it. You can just keep moving without the ball, too. You can cut. There's a lot of things that you can do, especially just to evolve your offense to get easy looks, too, because I think for any shooter or anything in general, any player, once they see the ball go through the hoop, whether it's through a dunk, layup, mid-range, or three, they just develop that confidence and that they're able to get as many points as they want, get as many buckets as they possibly can. So, you want to start off simple. I think that's the way you really want to build someone's confidence. You look at LeBron. He's a great example of this.
Great comparison, too.
He's a great comparison.
Keegan and LeBron?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard of that guy.
Yeah. He's cool. He's my GOAT. But much to Christos' dismay. But
dismay.
But I think what it is that those guys are easy to get buckets, right? So they have their ability to score and get it through a cut, transition, layup, all that stuff. Then they are able to spread out on the floor and then be able to shoot more confidently, and that's what leads to heat checks.
Yeah, because what I've been seeing with our starting unit is we're very stagnant. There's not much ball movement. It's a lot of ISO. Mm-hmm. But when our bench comes in, like flashback to last game, Jake LaRavia, when he hit that, I don't even know what you call it, like a stutter step, like he's faking going to the sideline, and he cuts back right under the hoop, and he gets a nice dunk. I was like, dude. That was like the first time I've seen like a guy on the Kings player make such an incredible off-ball cut that led to a wide-open dunk. I'm like, if
Keegan just does that every play.
Keegan could do that so often. Like that could be his
a lot of
role,
wings. A lot of wings could do that, which is.
But like Keegan is so like right when he's under the hoop, he could dunk it every time. And that's like what Jake LaRavia did right when he came into the game. And I was like, dude, this is something we've been missing. And I think everyone saw it. But that's something I think Keegan could, add to his arsenal, add to his toolkit, as some would say, because. Obviously, we know Keegan could shoot. He could get hot. But when he's underneath the hoop is when I think he's at his best.
He'll figure it out. We got to remember Keegan's played so many different roles on the offensive team, not just in the pros, but also in college, right? His freshman year when he was deferring to Luka Garza, played really well, right? Still didn't have as big of a jump that he did that sophomore year, but he has, shown that he can be that second fiddle, be the off-ball kind of player and still contribute. And we saw that with the Kings during his early tenure when he was just spot up shooting threes. He didn't really ISO as much, didn't really shoot off the dribble. But now that he's incorporating shooting off the dribble, now he's incorporating more isolation, incorporating obviously his defense. I think he'll figure it out. He's been through enough in his collegiate and professional career where he's been in different situations, especially with our team. And you add two ball-dominant guys like DeRozan and Levine, two vets, right? It's kind of like, okay, let me see how I can fit in with them. But I think Keegan will figure it out. He's been through enough change in college and the pros. I think.
Yeah, I know. Especially like just speaking on his 3 years with the Kings, his role has changed.
His role's changed every single year.
Yeah, great point, Jono. Okay, this is my favorite part of the episode because we finally got to see it right when we signed Jonas Valanciunas. The thought was always, okay, he's going to play excellent backup minutes to Sabonis, but what happens when they get on the floor together? The Kings go down 12 to the Mavericks in the fourth quarter.
The Lithuanian Towers.
The Lithuanian Towers, Doug Christie calls them in because, keep in mind, we were playing small from the second half on, and then Doug Christie deciding to counter with going big instead of matching. Like, not to talk about Mike Brown, but he would never go against. He would always match our offense to what their defense was giving us.
Yeah.
He did the exact opposite, and he brought in the the Lithuanian Towers, it was incredible.
Crazy.
So we were down 12, and then slowly they cut it to 3. They go on a 9-0 run after being down 12. We cut it to 3. They score, and then we cut it to 1. But during that stretch, it was basically...
They had like 3 offensive boards in one possession.
It was basically DeMar DeRozan, ISO, Domantas Sabonis sit in the corner, Jonas, right when a shot goes up, they crash the boards. And that's what got so many offensive rebounds. I don't want to talk about the stats yet, but I have to because during this...
You have to.
Bring it up.
So Jonas Valanciunas, he ends the game with 8 rebounds. How many were offensive, do you think?
6. 5.
It was 6.
Oh.
Jonas Valanciunas was killing it in the paint, and that's what we need. That is something that we've never had as a backup center, especially with a 2-man big lineup. Like, we haven't seen it, and that's what brought us back into the game. If Coach Christie didn't make that move, we would not, and if DeMar DeRozan missed more shots, we would not have won that game. But that was a huge part of the game, and I want to hear your guys' perspective on the Lithuanian lasagnas taking over.
I want to see more of it.
Yeah,
I want to see more. I want to see more,
especially against big teams like Minnesota and Cleveland, and it's not unheard of to play.
Right, you could have two big guys and be able to match up front, and then you could have Monk, and then you have Keegan, and then you have DeRozan as your other 3 guys. That would be valuable. And then you can either put Keon for more defense. So there's a lot of things that you can do too.
Dude, I love
Monk, Levine, DeRozan, Sabonis, Valanciunas, and you just set pick and rolls on both sides of the floor.
Just get the shooters hot.
I mean, the way Sabonis is shooting, it's doable
because he was sitting in the corner the whole time during that.
And Jonas could shoot too.
Jonas could shoot too, but he wasn't. I mean, he hasn't taken a 3-pointer.
Since he was on the Wizards and probably played us.
Yeah.
You know what the best thing, the coolest thing that I've seen Jonas do contribute so far? His verticality on defense. Dude. That man gets vertical and he matches you in the air. He hits you with your body in the air and goes straight up.
And if you're a guard going into that, good luck.
Good luck.
Good luck. Hopefully you put a landing pad on the ground when you knock into him in the ground,
Yeah, if you run into Jonas in the paint, you're going to UC Davis and you're seeing Michelle. You're seeing Dr. Michelle.
Dr. Michelle.
But it's so shocking every time he gets a defensive stop because it's like for the kid, I'm sorry, love you, Alex Line. He's not doing that.
I know.
And if he does, he's fouling him. Jonas is just a tough cookie, man.
Dude, and he's like, what? How long has he been in the league? I mean, 10 years.
10 years.
He's a veteran.
Right.
He knows. He knows his role.
2011. Yeah, 2011.
Dude, he knows his role, and he just, the verticality. Unfortunately, he did fall for. Shouts out to Dallas for continuing to drive into the paint with the 2 big man lineup. It worked. It got Jonas out the game. He got his 6th foul pretty quick. I mean, those 6 fouls I feel like went by fast. But that's what brought us into the game. And now let's talk about that sequence at the end of the 4th because oh my god, that was crazy. So this actually made me a little upset because during majority of the game, Malik didn't have it going. He only had 9 points in the first 4 quarters of the game, and he had the ball in his hands with 30 seconds left. And I think everyone at home, you guys included, we were all yelling, like, get the ball to DeMar. Like, DeMar is the one who's been carrying us this whole game. Like, let him finish the job. And then Malik goes to the free throw line, does a little spin move, turnover, and then it leads to a Kyrie Irving beautiful layup to go up 2, and you're just like, here we go.
Yeah.
An incredible fight. But then, after that, then DeMar gets the ball back. He hits the game-tying shot with 3 seconds left, and then this play was crucial because first look at it, it looked like Keon and Malik clobbered Kyrie as he drove to the basket. But when you looked at it back, the way how they crowded him in that corner when Kyrie went up, and then it did look like it went off Kyrie's hands. Either way, there's 0.2 seconds left. It wasn't, even if it was our ball, wouldn't have changed much. But the way that we didn't foul on that last possession was crazy. I also want to bring up the fact how we had that big man lineup for like 7 minutes, and then Jonas gets fouled out, and then he takes Keon out. So then Keon sat for basically the rest of the game up until that last defensive possession. Mm-hmm. And if you're in Keon's shoes, you're one of the biggest reasons why we're back into this game defensive-wise. And then, like, you know, this is Doug Christie's going to be his hardest decision. It's like, who does he keep on the floor at certain times? Because obviously, you just got an all-star in Zach LaVine. You're not going to, like, bench him at end of games. No. DeMar, obviously not. And then, but the fact that he made the right moves, made the right defensive adjustments to get us, you know, to extend this game was huge. So Coach Christie coached his ass off tonight.
He did.
He
truly did.
He was incredible.
He's been coaching really, really well during his tenure. So,
and I bet it's so hard with like you know how we always get down early in the first quarter. Like with who we have on the floor right now, I know people have been saying like, yeah, we need to have like Keon start. We need to like stagger LaVine and DeRozan, but somehow he's found a way to get these wins. And I feel like he doesn't want to like, you know. It's definitely an ego thing, I bet, with LaVine or DeRozan to like not start or not finish games. But somehow Keegan was the one to like miss majority of the end of the game to have Keon out there. It was, I don't know how Doug is making these decisions because that's tough, but it's working. So overtime. Finally, Malik Monk wakes up and scores 8 points. Like Malik carried us basically in the beginning of overtime. 8 points. He gets up to 17 in the game, but. Can you hold up that photo, Artian? Can you just talk about what he did?
Well, you know, this guy right here, you know, he put the team on his back. Let's just say that. He put the team on his back.
Instead of talking like what DeMar did, you are DeMar. And not
hey guys, so my name's DeMar DeRozan, and what I did was I put the team on my back. I just kept wanting the ball. I got to the basket. I drove. I got to my mid-range. And then Malik also was pretty much helpful too. Malik was also back to me. But Malik was
wait, DeMar, I have a question. No, I have a very important question.
Can I give Malik his flowers because Malik Monk also played really, really well in overtime. So I think that
those 8 points.
Yeah, those 8 points were huge. So back to you, DeMar.
DeMar, I have a question for you.
Yeah, what's up?
So when we're up 2 with 11 seconds left in the game, and you catch the ball and you start driving to the basket. What made you decide there's 2 guys guarding me? I'm gonna go up for this layup.
Man, when you grow up in Compton, you know it's like it's just easy. You know, this is what I did since I was growing up, just getting buckets. So I don't care if Clay's guarding me, I don't care if Exum's guarding me, I don't care if Dinwiddie, Marcellus Howard's guarding me. I'm still getting buckets.
But DeMar, you do realize that you basically almost threw away the game for us. You know that up 2, it led to a Klay Thompson 3-pointer.
You see, I thought I was going to score or at least get fouled, and I didn't know that I didn't know I would like put my hand in the rim. So there was some wizardry going on in the rim. So, but you know,
the rest didn't have
I
your
always
back.
trust my abilities. I
also want to ask you, like after Klay Thompson hit that 3 when you're on the bench, what did you say to the team when that happened?
I said, "We're good. Let's just settle down. We're good. Debo's here."
So walk me through that play, DeMar, when you catch the ball. And you're double teamed by Max Christie, and I forgot who the other main defender was, but talk me through that last second play.
I mean, as soon as I saw Max Christie was on me, it was barbecue chicken. I know he thinks he's related to Coach Christie. He's not. There's only one Christie that should be on that court, and it's Coach Doug Christie. So I knew he was going to fall for the pump fake. I wanted to do a step through. There was no one guarding the paint, and I had a little floater, and I drained it.
DeMar, thank you so much for carrying the team once again, DeMar.
Absolutely.
We appreciate
Thank you, DeMar.
so much.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Appreciate you guys.
Thank you.
Yeah. So that's what DeMar would say.
Dude, that last play was insane.
That was insane.
Because, okay, no knock on Fox or anything.
Yeah, it was Dinwiddie.
I'm just gonna say it.
I can't
I'm
believe,
just gonna
that's
say
so
it.
sick that you just.
If De'Aaron Fox had the ball in that possession, he would not have stepped through. I don't
he
think.
wouldn't have.
I do not think
he would have
shot a pull-up.
He would have. He would have
or
shot.
fade away.
I think he would have faded away in the corner.
Yeah.
But DeMar, he's been here before. He sees two guys on him. Obviously, you think, I got to shoot it. I got to get the shot off, right? Patience, steps through. Dude, and he stepped through, and then, Max was if you watch it back, Max goes, he puts his hands up, how did he get, he was shocked that he got through, and then he was wide open for the floater to win the game.
Ice in the veins.
Insane.
Ice in the veins. That's a player that's been there before.
Patience, dude.
He's done that so many times. He knows his spots on the court, and he knows how much time's left in the game, right? I don't think Christie realized that he had the time to pump fake and then step through. I really don't think anyone did.
No way.
And cool as a cucumber, just stayed calm, understood how much time was left on the clock, and he drained the shot. But yeah, I think someone else would have took a different shot for sure.
I think so too. I think everyone on our team would have taken a different shot. But DeMar,
it was clear in the huddle before the timeout call was DeMar. This is your shot.
It had to be.
This is your shot.
He had so much Nick patience, So.
Shout out Nick Patience.
Yeah. Let's break down the stats because, my God, DeMar DeRozan, 42 points. How many shots did he miss, RT?
Oh, I think 5 or 6.
He went 15 for 22, so he missed
7. Dang.
Malik Monk, he climbed to 17 points.
I'm there. I'm worn.
Malik only finished with 8 assists after having 7 in the first half.
Wow.
But Levine, he added a cool 17. Sabonis, the snub, 16 points, 15 rebounds, 8 assists.
We're getting into that shortly.
Yes. Keegan Murray, all his points were in the third quarter. 11 points, 5 rebounds, 2 steals. Keon Ellis, 8 points. He got the defensive player of the game tonight. And I always called him the Sabonis lasagna. The Lithuanian lasagna. The Lithuanian tower buddy. Jonas Valanciunas, right here. 13 points and 8 rebounds, with 6 of those being offensive. The Kings had 20 turnovers tonight, 13 offensive rebounds. 6 of those offensive rebounds were from Big Val.
Dogs.
What a freaking game. We're two wins in a row with the new squad. Let's backtrack to that previous game when Jake LaRavia got...
And another thing, too, before we backtrack. Jonas did this in 18 minutes.
I know.
Which is
and he
so
fouled out in 18 minutes.
And he fouled out, too, which is so impressive. So
that's a dog move.
That's a dog move.
It is.
That's
and that's just... He just doesn't care. He's just going to get his boards. He's going to get his points. And he's going to get his second chance points. So that is such a beautiful thing to have when you have when we add physicality in your bench, right? So it was great. So we had 26 bench points tonight too, so that was a very big sign too, that usually our bench is always good. I know it's
normally our bench is single digits.
Yeah, so normally I know, but I know that Dallas, they also had
64?
Yeah, something like that.
Dude.
Something crazy.
Jeez.
That's all right, we'll get there one day.
One day.
We'll just need Keon and Jonas to get 20-point games each and we'll be fine.
When Jonas scores in the Kings Arena, they should play a Jonas Brothers song.
They need to.
Wouldn't that be cool?
Year 3000, Bug.
Like when Jonas scores a dunk, they'll be like, dun 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 dun. Jonas Valanciunas.
Dun 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 dun.
That'd be fire.
I would love that so much. Were any of you boys in the arena for the Jake LaRavia debut?
No, I was not. Sadly,
I was not.
Dude, sadly. I wish I could have been there because that 3-minute spurt he had in the end of the first quarter was one of the most.
Katie was calling it the best Kings debut in history.
They were calling him Kings legend Jake
Kings
LaRavia.
Legend. Yeah, he was
already.
He was.
Deuce Mason was saying put the jersey in the rafters on live television.
But think about it, as a new player, especially a 23-year-old. Imagine how nervous you are coming to do a team with a bunch of vets like we have. Like the fact that he has the confidence to come in, make an impact, and have a positive showing out there. It shows a lot for his maturity, I think, right?
Oh,
like,
for
how
sure.
nervous do you think he has to feel to like have the pressure on fitting in right away, make the right play? He just does the dirty work. He's like, if
That's
I
what he's known
work
for.
my tail off here, good things are going to happen.
Dude, LaRavia is already a Sacramento Kings fan favorite after
Yes.
after that 3-minute spurt. And dude, my favorite play. Obviously, he had that steal fast break layup, and he even has the decel down. You're telling me that he knows how to decelerate without having a Harrison Barnes influence on your team? Are you kidding
guess,
me?
man.
He's got that. He hit the bank three, and then that back cut where he goes that way, stutter steps, goes back wide open.
23-year-old doing this.
Dude.
Where do you go to college, RT?
Wake Forest.
Demon Deacon.
Yep.
He's a Demon Deacon. We got 2 double D's on the team. We got DeMar DeRozan. We got a Demon Deacon.
That's right. Hey, Demon
what they
Deacon.
always
that
call
another
Wake
nickname?
Forest.
Is
That's
that
what
another
Wake
nickname for him?
Forest mascot
Yeah.
is.
No, I'm saying
Yep.
we could call him that
The Demon
too. That's
Deacon.
another good nickname. Dude,
He's cold.
yeah, I put out
And
a
he's 23.
photo.
A lot of time to grow.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, hopefully
And
we're
then, he
able
went
to
to, and
resign
then he went to
him.
Indiana State before transferring to Wake Forest.
Shit.
Wow, I thought you were
Yeah.
the college guy.
No,
looks
this
like
is
our
the
We
college
both, we
Looks
both,
like
we
RT.
both are. We both
RT has
are.
like 3 degrees, dude.
I know, and 3 fraternities.
I know.
No, it's honestly crazy how Jake LaRavia was able to make an
National
impact.
Society won the National Honor Society fraternity.
And now the
So
Sacramento
many.
Kings fraternity.
That's
Yeah.
right, baby.
Yeah,
so
but-
so technically 4.
Wow. But yeah, Jake LaRavia's impact was... What other player has been able to do that right away in a debut, especially a guy off the bench?
Corey Brewer.
Maybe. Iman Shumpert?
But I mean, it was against with a losing team.
I know. Yeah, but
Jeez.
yeah, Jake LaRavia, all he knows is winning. He's 2-0 in a Sacramento Kings uniform. He's rocking the 33. I'm so sorry I got it wrong earlier, but yes, he's taken over the Mikey Moore.
Mikey Moore.
He's pulled down Mikey Moore's jersey from the rafters and said, I'm wearing this.
I think he asked Mikey Moore for permission.
Yeah,
before-
dude.
He called up Mikey. Mikey's like, I haven't played for the Kings in 15 years. Oh my god.
Oh my god. But
Dude, listen to him. You probably have, but like, just hear him talk in press conferences. Like, he just is a player you want to cheer for. He just talks about wanting to do the dirty stuff. I know RT loves doing the dirty stuff too.
I do.
But he always talks about doing the dirty work on the court, and he doesn't care about the accolades, doesn't care about the stats. He's just a Demon Deacon doing the dirty work. He's the DDDW. I never specified the dirty stuff.
But I think everyone watching knows exactly what RT does. I think everyone knows.
RT's auto body isn't a car shop. I'll tell you that much.
Oh my god.
Deacon.
Dude, I need more after that. That's so good.
Wow. But dude, the Pelicans, Zion with a 40-point game.
Did he have 40?
The only guy dirtier.
Yes.
Only guy dirtier than RT is Zion with a bowl of gumbo in front of him.
Or that Kings fan throwing a chicken wing at him last year.
Yes. But we had to play the Pelicans 2 more times, back-to-back games in New Orleans. What did you guys see from the Pelicans? What made you nervous about them? I know what makes me nervous
Trey
about the
Murphy.
Pelicans.
Trey
That's
Murphy,
it.
CJ McCollum, Zion.
Dude, it's like CJ doesn't like.
CJ is a true CJ. If you're looking at like the definition of King's killer,
Since Portland. Yeah, since Portland. He's been killing
his
it.
picture,
Well, because,
his
yeah.
picture's on there. His
He
picture
thought
is
we
100%
were going to
on
draft
there.
him. That's why.
Yeah, dude. I think he
the
said in an
Ben
interview that
McLemore
he
draft.
always
always-
wakes up for a Kings
Yeah.
game because of that, dude. That was so
insane.
long ago, CJ. Stop, dude. Stop.
We got Ben McLemore instead. It's crazy.
Dude, crazy.
Dude, it's so crazy how a team that is dead last in the Western Conference against the Kings, we just can't. We just
I mean, when
we match up so bad.
when
against them
when
still.
they're healthy, they're going to be so good next year.
I know.
That's the
I know.
scary part.
And then with their game plan to get Koopy, they could potentially be a monstrosity in the West. But how are we going to stop Trey Murphy III and Zion 2 more times to go into All-Star break?
And CJ McCollum.
How did I forget? Break it down for us, because this is a very, very, very important two stretch of games going into the break, because last year we were 31-23 going into the break, and now we are 27-26. So if we get to 29-26, I think that's solid.
That's
For
solid.
what we've been through this season, that is solid. So
It is.
how are we going to do it? Because obviously the Pelicans, they don't want to lose. because you could tell if a team wants to lose, they'll do some things to make sure they lose at the end of games. But the Pelicans, they fought against us. So how are we going to do it on their home when they have $2 tickets? There's going to be an empty arena. Do you understand that it's $2 to get into the Kings versus Pelicans?
I might just fly there.
It's $2 to sit at the top, RT.
I'll fly. I might fly there on Thursday just to go hang out there in New Orleans.
Yeah.
I know the Super Bowl just ended in New Orleans, but you know what?
This man has so many Southwest miles from his Vegas trips.
I know.
He's probably got 5 free flights.
I know. Well, my flight got canceled. It got canceled. So
one point.
Now I got credits.
Got credits.
If you got extra credits, take us and we'll go.
So we'll roll over to New Orleans.
Smoothie King Arena.
We could probably sit courtside for $150. That's what I'm saying. So how are the Kings going to be able to go out into an arena with no fans inside the Smoothie King Center and get 2 back-to-back wins?
Don't turn the ball over.
Yep, that's one. And I think the second one is you just got to contain Zion. I mean, when he is right and when he is healthy, he is one of the most unstoppable players in the paint. He is like Giannis, where you have to build you have to guard him almost like you're guarding Giannis in the paint. You can't let him dry because when he gets inside that inside area of the paint, it's an automatic bucket every single time. And he's so aggressive too. His body work is insane, and he'll just get fouls too. So he's able to get to the line at a very high rate. Zion, when he's healthy, is a freak.
Yeah, when Zion gets inside of you, he's coming for sure.
Yeah.
No pause.
Right.
I think what we got to do is deploy the Lithuanian Towers. Okay?
I was just going to say it.
That's what we have to do because we've seen that it works.
Send them out.
Send them out. And if they shoot crazy from 3, we'll change it up.
Quarter,
Dude, I start the game with it. Start the game with it.
Wow.
Start the game with it, man.
So
Zion kills us.
I don't think
he's not going to. But make the change early. I think he genuinely likes the double Lithuanian lineup.
Dang, that's crazy.
We got down 20 points in the first quarter then 2 nights ago.
Pelicans are that's
what I'm saying. So we need to do something to I'm not opposed to starting the Lithuanian lasagnas.
They got Messi. They got Lionel Messi too.
I know.
The center. What's his name? Missy?
Messi. Yes, Messi. Yeah, he is Messi.
Yeah,
but the Pelicans, as bad as their record are, they're still a good team. Especially against us. CJ's going to probably drop 30, but luckily Zion doesn't play back-to-back, so he's only going to play one game against us out of the 2 because the organization will not let him play back-to-backs, which is so funny. So
that's crazy.
We're only going to see Zion once, but dude, Trey Murphy and CJ McCollum, we have to find a way to stop those boys. Yeah, and if we could do that, we could go 29-26. We got it, like Johnny said. Unleash the Lithuanian Towers. Unleash them. Let them get, at least, I want to see 12 minutes throughout the game of both of them on the court together.
And this is a little bit of a revenge game for Jonas, right? Going back to New Orleans where he spent so many years. And
you saw what he did in the last game, how he looked back after the free throws?
Right, and this time he's on their arena. So, hey, deploy the Lithuanian Towers. I'm not talking tilted. I'm not talking tilted. I'm talking Lithuanian Towers.
We'll be landing on a Fortnite center to you coming soon. Yeah.
I just want to say, anyone who plays Fortnite Zero Build, I'm beating you. So I probably killed you in the lobby already. So and emoted on you. So.
We gotta get
Johnny's a Munch TV.
We gotta get a Keon Ellis and Johnny Miner dual Twitch stream.
Dude, I'd love that, incredible. Keon. I'd pay big bucks, Keon. I would love that.
All right, now that we know how we're gonna handle the Pelicans in their arena, let's talk about the saddest news of the day. Kyrie Irving getting selected to his 9th All-Star game for the Anthony Davis substitution. I feel like the only reason why they gave it to him is because they're on the same team. No, Kyrie's having a pretty solid year, but Sabonis again, I mean, obviously I get what they're trying to do. They just want, the flashiest players, I mean, well, I guess that doesn't even make sense because LaMelo's not out there, which is another story. Luckily, we're not Hornets fans, but talk about how Sabonis got snubbed again. I had a graphic made this morning, right when they announced trade. I'm like, oh, they're going to announce Sabonis right after. I got to be ready. This graphic, I'll show you guys after. It's beautiful, and I have to wait till next year to post it. So yeah,
it's brutal
news for Sacramento. Those jerseys, by the way, are so beautiful. I'm selfish. That's the main reason why I wanted Sabonis as an All-Star, because I needed that jersey.
It's a good thing though, man. More rest for our boy.
I know.
More rest for our boy. Just lay down, watch some new episodes of Severance, hang out with Tiggy. You're chilling.
Have
bro.
some wine.
You know, Shoshana's already has a trip booked for the family.
Oh, for sure.
Oh, they're already. I bet you
Charcuterie board, wine, as soon as he gets home.
Easily.
Yeah.
I'm curious if, Adam Silver gave Sabonis the call and he declined. And he said, no, I'm sorry, Shoshana already booked the Cabo trip.
Sorry.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, right.
But Kyrie's like, yeah, I got nothing planned. I'll be there. Who knows?
So I was like, sorry, I'm taking a trip to Stockton. I'm seeing the sights of Stockton, California.
That's right. Go on Miracle Mile.
No, he's definitely going to Napa. Just chilling.
No.
But
he might go on a trip. Last year, the family went to Cabo, so maybe,
Sure.
but the kids are older now, so maybe they'll go to Disney World. Who knows?
Maybe go to Lithuania.
Too far.
Too
much time travel. Yeah. They'll probably stay, semi close, but
yeah, let us know.
It's very important for the Kings to get that full week to just recover, and hopefully, I don't know if they practice during that time, but if I'm Doug Christie, I'm assembling the towers. Let's get in the facility and let's get these extra reps in because we need it.
Right, and then let me ask you this, Christo: how many Kings players are representing an All-Star weekend?
It's got to be at least one, right?
It's got to be, right?
It's
at least one. Wait, so you're telling me that all across the NBA, all the 29 other teams, they have at least one person representing, right?
Guess who's the one that doesn't?
Wait, there's one team that doesn't have at least one person representing them in All-Star Weekend?
No.
Who?
Not even who?
It's got to be a team under 500, right?
It's got to be a terrible
team
franchise.
like last in
No.
the standings.
I hate to break it to you guys.
Wait, is it the Wizards? The Wizards can't have anyone representing them, right?
They have Kualaby and Bub Carrington.
Trailblazers? Do they have anyone?
Scoot Henderson.
What about the Pelicans? I mean, they've only won 12 games. They can't have anyone.
Mizzy, right? So, but the real answer is, it is us.
All around me are familiar faces.
No All-Star appearances.
DeRozan's faces. He just scored 42. What more does he have to do? So bonus carries. Efficiency monster.
Are you...
Adam Silver hates us, dude.
Dude, there is an agenda out for Sacramento, and that's why the Kang Gang is so strong, because we
hold it down.
We hold it down.
We stay loyal to the soil, no matter what. No matter if our players get the credit or not, we know how hard they work, and we're watching, Jake LaRavia. We're watching, and you will be an all-star, Jake.
Oh, man.
Dude, it's just nasty work, honestly.
It
Not
is.
even one person representing, and it's right down the street.
That's crazy.
Insane.
There's no reason for us to go now. There's not even one. My original idea was to go to the All-Star game, make a poster that says Sabonis should be here, and just hold it outside the arena.
Oh my God.
I would make the drive
viral.
just to make that video.
That would go viral.
Maybe I'll still do it. If RT's Vegas trip gets canceled, maybe
your
he'll
Orange
come
Theory
over.
class and just go. Just go.
Maybe I'll do it. Maybe I'll do it. That's honestly, it's too good of an idea not to do it.
Sabonis should be here.
It's such a good idea. Okay, last order of business before we clock out for the night.
Speaking of, let's do that as a last little order of business. So as the number one fan of the Devin Carter fan club here, the Kang Gang pod.
Okay. I thought it was bringing up something else. Okay,
No, you're good. No,
you knew what I was bringing up.
Yeah,
you read your mind.
I just wanted to lead this transitions because I love this guy so much. Devin Carter, as you know, a couple days ago, he ended up getting sent down to the Stockton Kings, which is tough. So, and yes, it's
Well
difficult.
deserved.
Yeah. And so I think just leading off to that, do you feel like that this year he could have used the time this year to not play and just learn the game, learn how to just watch, understand the film of the game, what it takes to be able to do it, and then come in next year and then have a year under their belt, almost like how Chet Holmgren did a couple years ago when he was out for the year. We've seen it with Ben Simmons. He won Rookie of the Year after being out for a year. Do you feel like that pathway could have been the move for Devin Carter, or do you feel like that he got the opportunities and the reps that he needed in Stockton and in Sacramento?
I would say that. I would say he got the opportunity he needed. He got a lot of exposure playing in the NBA, right? And it gives Monty a chance to bring in a vet point guard, someone on the buyout market, right? Opens up a roster spot for someone else. But I think he got enough to learn from and enough on film in the league to where he can go in the G League and work on stuff. And we have so many guards, so many ball handlers already. We kind of saw him take a little dip in his production, have more turnover. So I think he's going to take that experience and just flourish in the G League. I'm not mad at it at all. And it gives Monty another roster spot to bring in Isaiah Thomas or some point guard. Just kidding, but
no, I would love that.
It opens up flexibility for sure.
Yeah, I honestly think it's the right move. Going back to what you said, like, do you think he should have taken the whole year off? I think we were kind of in a tough spot when we brought him back because we rushed him. Obviously, he played one game in Stockton. He balled out, or no, he played two. I think games.
Two, right? Yeah.
But yeah, he balled out, and then we called him up right away. Obviously, he sat out for months and months and months with that shoulder surgery and the recovery with that. But I feel like you were saying, with like a potential like rookie campaign for next season, like say we were in if we had a better record and we weren't trending downwards and we needed him, I feel like then we could have just let him play in the G League, or we could have let him just recover and learn the game, like you said. Then he could have like flourished next year. But I do think the on-court experience he had this season was very, very important. We've seen, like in that Celtics game, he could do it.
Well, with the Fox injury, we needed him too.
No, that's
so
what
it's
I'm
not
saying.
like we just took him for no reason.
No, we had to bring him.
Yeah.
And that's like why me and RT are both thinking like maybe if we were in a better position earlier in the season, we wouldn't have had to do that.
No, we wouldn't have.
Yeah, but we were in a dill pickle and we had to pull him up. Like,
but that's got to be encouraging for him to show that he can play on this level. He can contribute to a winning team, and he'll just work on that stuff. But it's got to be encouraging, the film that he put on in a short time.
No, it's crazy because even non-Sacramento Kings fans have been calling him the steal of the draft. So his ceiling is very, very high. And I think, obviously, like we've seen what he could do defensively. I think it's just more of a conditioning thing. And, getting those reps in where he is like the main guy in Stockton will be very, very good for him. Because you can see what they could do in the G League. Like Reed Shepherd, for example, he dropped 40 piece, like no problem in the G League. Yeah. If Devin could do that time and time and time after again,
sky's the limit.
The confidence is going to just boost and it's going to help out a roster.
As Michael Jordan said, the ceiling is the roof. Right? Yeah. Wisdom. The ceiling is the roof.
I thought DeMar said that. No?
Not Compton's crown. Compton's crown.
But you know what? You know who has the Compton's crown tonight? This man right here. DeMar DeRozan, 42 points.
The city.
He watched Kendrick's performance and he got so inspired. He said, I can't let Kendrick be the only guy putting on for Compton. Let me show the Dallas Mavericks what I'm about. Debo, thank you. Incredible win tonight, everyone. We are now 27-26. We're 9th in the West. Let's win two more.
Let's go.
And then we'll revisit where we are.
Nice little all-star break, Nice little all-star break.
Much needed.
To heck with the Pelicans.
To heck with the Pelicans.
To heck with the Pelicans.
To heck
and
with the Pelicans.
And what?
And their smoothies.
Oh, they're so bad. Smoothie King. Probably the worst smoothie franchise in the U.S.
Yeah. There's only room for one king when we go there.
And that's us,
the
baby.
Sacramento Kings.
Thank you so much for watching.
Subscribe.
We love you. Have a good night.